guys, it's Fultoncards here, live and direct in Brooklyn, New York City. Let's go. Still a bit under the weather. In front of me today, 2025-26 Upper Deck Chicago Blackhawks. Hopefully it's a red hot firebox. Before I get into it, I just want to again mention Puckly. It will give you all the intel you need on Celebrini cards. Not only does it have an AI that will tell you what my cat's name is, it will help you with the chase strategy for this particular product, the hobby love, its investment angle, its data gaps. For example, it'll tell you to pass on fringe players, but buy sealed tins and or red hot autos of Bedard and Kane and guys like that. It tells you that right here on the website. And Puckly's AI will even tell you which players don't have base autos within the set. So Tony O, because he's passed, true of Stan Mikita, true of Duncan Keith and some others, although I think Tony O has a cut auto within the set. I've got a quarter of a voice today, but let's get into it anyways. Configuration, 9 cards per pack, 15 packs per tin, 135 cards total, base set 1 through 100, short prints are 101 through 200, the retired numbers, the Hall of Famers, the award winners, captains, and team record holders. And the parallels include the yellow print run to 1926 the year, high decibels to 125, and the Windy City Blues to 65. And within a box break, expect your 3 autos, mems, or auto mems, so at least 2 hard-signed autos, typically 15 inserts, the memorable moments, first rounder, stoppers, and capturing a champion, 2 gold insert parallels, 10 base yellow parallels, and 1 base set Windy City to 65 or high decibel to 125. So the relics include the #1 overall picks, the Madhouse materials with a tearaway look, the Chicago Stadium relics, and the tickets to greatness. There is a non-auto ore within there. There is a ton of deceased content, including the Bobby Hull and Glenn Hall super short print, capturing a champion autos. Note that there's some other interesting names like Johnny Oduya on that checklist, and of course Jonathan Taves. And with Puckly, I was able to auto-generate this awesome table of all the autos. You see the red hot autos are the commons, 118, 83% of the time, the Bedard, the Kane, the Hossa. Centennial Choice Sigs, 1 in 15, so 100% of the time. Bedard again's in that checklist. The CS inscription parallels. So to 35, there is a Betsy, there is a Belfour HOF 2011, Centennial combos, Centennial trips, quads. There's a Taves Kane Sharp Hossa to 5 in those. Cut Sigs, as I mentioned, Mosienko's in there, Espo's in there. Memorable moments out of 180, so 19% of the time. The capturing a champion autos are 1 in 90, so 17% of the time. Again, you have Kane content everywhere. Then you have the first round autos, draft pick autos, so it's 1 in 240, so 6% of the time. All the first round draft picks. Stopper auto, goaltenders, 1 in 240, again 6% of the time. Belfour, Crawford. Chicago Stadium seat relic autos are awesome to 49. There's a Hull in there and a Chelly in there, as well as the #1 overall pick auto patch of Bedard to 5. So that's a 5-card checklist. Very cool. And the ticket to greatness. Yeah, 101 possible within the product as well. So let's get into it. I'm definitely under the weather, but I mean, what a product. Could not resist breaking this bad boy. There is a 4-way with Glenn Hall and Tony Esposito and Belfour and Crawford on it, so that would be my bucket list hit for Sheezy. And in the background, as you can see, it's Dick Irvin Sr., who was on the Blackhawks in the 1920s of all things, but I don't think he's on the checklist. So look at this nifty parcel in a package per usual, a lot like the Boston Centennial. And that's Ronick and Chelios on it, and I think they have inscriptions as well. Ronick has his Hall of Fame inscription, 2024. So let's get into it. I like the little bit of green on the bottom, very nice, and I can already see a yellow parallel. So those are #2, 1926 would be those parallels. Very nice. Patrick Lalime, sorry for my voice, guys, it's gonzo. There's Bob Probert. Man, how cool is this? And here's our first award winners, and that would be none other. Lady Bing, Bobby Hull, beautiful looking cards. So those would be the high series cards. Retired numbers as well, another one of the high series short prints. And we have a Ruskowski, Roscoe as he was called as well, although I don't believe he has an auto in set. So this is one of the yellows too, printed to 1926. And the memorable moments of the old school cup, how sick is that? 1938 cup, that is wicked. Very cool looking cards, man. And that would be Kerr without the feathery flow. No cabbage on top. The font is tiny, but that is in fact Marty Turco, Aucoin, and we have our first record holders here, and it'll be Stan Mikita. Most seasons with the team, 22. Look at that, another high series here. A Hall of Famers of Bobby Orr card you want to hit. I think these are high series, although you can't tell, there's no numbering there. And our first parallel, number to 125, are these, and it's Darcy Rhoda of all the names, and Antonio of the Stoppers. Exactly who you want to hit within this product. Stu Grimson, the Grim Reaper, who has an inscription in Carney. All right, continuing on here, we have a Connor Bedard card. It's our first Connor Bedard, very nice. Jeff Hackett, one-time Hab as well. Stan Mikita, record holders once again for assists. And our first captain's card, very nice. And we hit the Taves, so that is a beauty. Very good. Another high series card, the Denis Savard Yellow to 1926, as well as memorable moments of Glenn Hall, who does have an auto super short print within the product as well. And so you do see the memorable moments here are inserts as opposed to base cards. Presley, Jesus, and Coral. Really dark cards with the color match as well. There's Big Buff, there's Hasek, as well as the Marian Hossa record holders, and there's the Hasek Hall of Famers, another beautiful card. And there's the Centennial Jeff Hackett, all right, to 1926. Franchise first ever game, 1926, speaking of which, as well as some more base cards. There's Tyler Bertuzzi, he's having a great year, just posting up in front of the net. All right, looking for two autos here. We do have something here. I wonder what that is. Not entirely sure, we'll see in a second. There's Christopher Huet, who has an inscription card within the product. There's Doug Gilmore, who's in the product. Weinrich, Anderson. Anderson had a great career. Corey Crawford, all goaltenders here. We have the TiVo, and we do have the Stan Mikita award winners. And we have another one of the record holders of Bobby Hull. And what is this thing? What is this thing? This would happen to be a horizontal card, whatever this is. And it's memorable moments, and it is a Duncan Keith. So this, I guess, is one of the gold parallels, right? So Duncan Teeth, as we used to call him, because he got his teeth knocked out. Conn Smythe Trophy winner. Wow. There's Tony Amonte, love to hit him. Philip Kurashev, and we have another award winners here, and it's Panarin winning the Calder, a young-looking Panarin without too much flow. There's Dougie Gilmore, captains, and we have our first auto here. We do have our first auto. There's the first rounders. There are Bedard cards up and down the checklist, so very cool. Sutter, Bickle, as well as Jason Dickinson, and we have behind the Dougie Gilmore. Wendell Clark's also in this product, believe it or not. We have a Jason Dickinson. So this is one of the hot red autos, or whatever they call red hot autos. Was a first round pick, in 2013. So still looking though for at least two more hits within the product. Huet, Larmer, Kurt Fraser, my voice is a disaster. There's the Dougie Gilmore again, and the Patrick Kane. We're always looking for Patrick Kanes within this product. There's Al Secord, a name from my childhood. And what is this? It is one of the Capturing a Champions. There are autos of these as well. Marcus Kruger. I've hit a bunch of his rookie cards, by the way. And there's the Phil Esposito. Unfortunately, he does have two cards within the checklist, but unfortunately, no autos as far as I can glean. All right, continuing on here. What a fun product. I'm gonna open up a bunch of this stuff, I'm sure. There's the stash. Brian Campbell, Soupy. I think he has an inscription with Soupy on it. Patrick Kane, record holders, another one of the award winners. These are coming fast and furious, right? And it would be Chelly. And there is a Mulvey. He was a first round pick in 74, believe it or not. How do I know these things? I'm not sure. There's the memorable moments. First overall draft pick, Bedard. You want to hit him within the product for sure. Mark Bell. Too much fun. Another one of the gold. So that Grant, I'm guessing that was a yellow, right? Okay. So there's Al Secord again. Dave Manson. Vlasic. Boy, a ton of these award winners. As well as a Hall of Famer of Eddie the Eagle. And another one of these bad boys, Frank Nazar. Another one of the first rounders. He has an auto, Allen has an auto within the product as well. Jalmerson, easy for me to say. Letty, as well as Sullivan. Boy, that went through the shredder for some reason. Oh, we have another auto here. It appears to be a base auto, unfortunately. You definitely want to hit those insert autos ideally, but hopefully we can hit short print. We'll see in a second here. Taves hoisting the cup, that would be circa 2010. Belfour, Paul Coffey, Brewer, and Daryl Sutter, another one of these Bobby Hulls. Ton of Bobby Hulls within this set. And there we have another award winners, and it's the Calder of Patty Kane. So who is our second auto here is the question. Let's see. Oh, this is a bit old school. Oh my God, it's Bernie Nichols. We just hit a Bernie Nichols auto. Very cool. So certainly an old school auto, type of thing I like to hit. So we can receive another auto and or relic. So there is another one of the award winners, Bobby Hull this time. Marty Lapointe is a captain card. The Centennial Panarin Yellow, a first rounder. Didn't I say he was a first rounder in 74? Hope I didn't say first overall. That would not have been what I meant. This feels thicker, but maybe I am wrong. I feel there's something in here. So we'll hold off on that one. And we'll do that one last. Why not? My voice is barely hanging on here. All right, there's Murphy, Paul Coffey, who did play a few games with them. There is Stan Mikita. He does not have an auto unless it's a cut auto within the set. There's Niemi Yellow, as well as another one of these bad boys, the 34 Stanley Cup, Magnuson, and Eric Daze. Another one of the yellows. These yellows come fast and furious. Darcy Rhoda again. Denis Savard, love to hit his auto. The Aucoin Captain's card. There's the Connor Bedard yellow parallel. Ooh, look at this, memorable moments. Team moves in the Chicago Stadium. So that's what they called the Madhouse, the original Madhouse, because it was on Madison Street, right? There's the Glenn Hall. How nice would it be to hit a Glenn Hall super short print auto? I have a bunch of his autos, but this would be the set to pull it from. All right, just a mountain of cards behind me. There's Marty Lapointe again. There's Hossa, Korchinski. That one would be Duncan Keith, as well as a retired members of Tony Esposito. You love to see that, Tony O. Another award winners, but this one is a yellow, says Chelly. All right, and capturing a champion of Andrew Ladd, as well as the Doug Wilson and the Reichel. So our last pack here, and I believe there is something a little bit on the thick side. So we'll see what it is. So Tuvo Teravainen, it could be one of those Madhouse jersey cards. We'll see in a second. Andrew Ladd, as well as the Kruger. And behind the Daryl Sutter here, we do have another one. These are award winners every single pack. Doug Wilson. So what on earth is this? It looks completely different. Completely different. What is this? It's a Kirby Doc, and it is one of the Madhouse materials. So there you go. This is pretty standard for this product to hit one of these. So it's a Kirby Doc Madhouse materials. So a pretty ho-hum box of this stuff, or tin of this stuff, but really enjoyable nonetheless, and I shall open more. So that's basically it, guys. Hope you enjoyed that. What a treat to open up this product. I can't say enough about it. I love these Centennial tins, 2 hard sign autos typically within these products. So guys, doing the honor of sub-liking, hashtagging Dryden. Again, check out Puckley because you have all this AI intel within it. Doing the honor of sub-liking, hashtagging Dryden, Fultoncards live and direct from a place called Brooklyn, New York City.